What's up, fellas? Welcome to Pick Central on the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel. Just two of us in here today. I'm hosting with Ev, and first we want to start this. TJ as well in the studio. We're going to just start today. We're all thinking about Brandon Walker, our host and fearless leader. Obviously, he's back in Mississippi. His dad died on Saturday, I believe. And we're thinking about him and his family. You know, we all bust each other's balls up here, but Brandon's a really good dude, and our hearts go out to not just him, but also his sister Caitlin, who works here, and the Walker family. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
No, of course. Obviously, condolences to the whole family. It's like Brandon's been such a good guy to me. Consider him like family. So his family, to me, is my family. So thinking about them, I know it's tough, man. That's a tough thing. I couldn't imagine going through something like that, especially right now in my life. So thinking about them, love to them. The whole family is. Wife, kids, his whole extended family. It's looking forward to him getting back, but obviously take his time, do what he needs to do with his family, and we'll keep the ship afloat while he's handling family business.
Absolutely. TJ, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I talked to Brandon over the weekend. He's hanging in there. He'll be out for the week at least, but we're all thinking about him.
Marty Mush joining us as well. Marty, you're coming in. We're opening the show saying we're thinking about Brandon today.
Yes.
And what's going on with him, and obviously lost his dad, and we're thinking about him and Caitlin, and we all break each other's balls, but it's in good fun. And do you have anything you want to add to that?
Oh yeah, I talked to him. He's doing all right. It sucks. It's sad to see, but hey, he's taking care of what he's got to do. Shit happens. It's unfortunate, but he seems like he's all right. I talked to him. Did everyone text him?
Yeah.
I texted him late Saturday night because my awareness thing, I missed his tweet somehow that it happened. So I sent him a nice text Saturday night. I sent him another one this morning, but I know Big Cat. I walked in last night. Big Cat's like, "You better text Brandon." I'm like, "I did, man. I don't know."
I find it weird.
What's up?
That his tweet. Like I have nothing wrong with his tweet.
But when he said 5 of the 8 Yak guys?
No. I don't want to, I couldn't get myself to like the tweet that his dad died. There's like 17,000 likes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I felt weird liking it,
I don't think I liked it.
I didn't like it either.
No.
But I just felt like
There is a weird thing
where
like all those posts online when you see that stuff.
It's like a support button.
it's a support, yeah. It's not a like button. It's like I just felt weird liking it, so I was like, I'm just gonna text him.
I guess he had came up to me in person on I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday, so I kind of already knew. He had came up to me, we talked like face to face, and he just told me just to that it was like that he was basically leaving and that it was gonna happen. So
Yeah, but prayers to the Walker family. I hope everyone's okay. We love Brandon.
Absolutely. All right, we got to get into a bunch of stuff today. I thought one of the more underrated sports weekends. I mean, this weekend kind of had it all. Obviously, we'll start with the NBA Finals Game 2 last night. Golden State just opened up a gigantic can. And Boston, there's been a few things with them. They've been living and dying on this. What's up with them in these third quarters? I mean, they have come out and just like at a half. And I know in Game 1, they had that wild fourth quarter where they were, 7 for the first 7 from 3 and came back. But I've seen some really bad third quarters from them in the playoffs. And last night, they scored 12, 13 points in that third quarter. You're not going to be – I know they beat Golden State in Game 1 kind of doing that, but you're not going to be able to do that consistently. And it was 52-50 at half, and then I don't know what happened to Boston at halftime. They didn't do anything in the second half.
yeah, I mean, there's like you said, like I tweeted about it last night, and I stand by this that like I bet on the Celtics, but I generally have like no skin in the game in the sense of like I would prefer honestly for my life if the Celtics lose this series. I thought last night, I don't know if it would have mattered. Like the Celtics just turned the ball over so much, but truly, no bias or anything. Like I thought that was one of the more like lopsided games in terms of officiating I've seen in a while.
Yes.
It was just like it was because it wasn't even like just the calls for calls. It was like the Warriors were just allowed to do things that the Celtics just weren't allowed to do. Like obviously there's a bunch of clips going viral today with Draymond, and it was so much more than that. Like it was just like this like. I mean, just the calls where he, like, literally tackles Marcus Smart, tackles Grant Williams. Grant Williams gets called for the foul. Like, he's going out here literally just lead blocking like he's a fullback for Curry to, like, hit these threes. And just, like, the one he literally assaulted Horford, no call. There was this – I haven't seen anything like that in a while where it was just so abundantly clear that, like, I don't want to say, like, the fix was in, but, like, they were so clearly officiating the game to give the Golden State an edge. And like I said, like I don't know if it would have mattered. Celtics played pretty sloppy anyway. They turned the ball over a ton. That has nothing to do with the officials when you're just throwing the ball away left and right.
Well, yeah, that's
But
what
still, there was just so many calls, and then like on the other end where like they would like commit a foul and there would just be no call on the Celtics, and the Celtics they were getting some real ticky tack calls. They ended up losing by 19. They were down like almost 30 at one point, but the officiating was just I just couldn't believe like how one-sided it was.
Officiating was bad, definitely. Draymond, you also know you're gonna get that from. He's trying to, like, he's getting in the Celtics' head. That's his
For sure.
job.
He once he knew it was going like that, he definitely took advantage of it.
Yeah, he's taking advantage. That's literally what half of Draymond's job on the court is, to be annoying as fuck and get in their heads, and his defense, obviously. But also, what obviously you noticed from game 1 to game 2, Al Horford was unconscious in game 1.
Yeah.
And he had 2 points in the second game. And Tatum, he had 28
He shot the three well yesterday.
He shot well, but it just, I don't know. I don't think I think you're crazy if you know, like, if anyone has an advantage in this series so far. I don't think.
We were talking about yesterday. Me and Big Cat, we were like sitting on the couch like, at the end of the game, being like, "What do you think the line's going to be for the series after this?" And we pretty much said like, I thought pick'em like Golden State slight favorite. It's literally like a pick'em.
Yeah, I could see Golden State like literally minus 110 or something.
That's literally what it is. I think it's
150.
It's literally minus 110, minus 115, like either side.
Yeah, but
it's like I don't even because I came into it. I said before the series I thought the Warriors win 5 or 6. Then honestly, like midway through, at the halftime yesterday, I was like, the Celtics are the way better team, better team. In my brain, I still like sort of think that the Celtics are better after watching 2 games, but my brain's now just in like a pretzel. Like I'm like, there's just they both kind of live and die by the 3 so much. It's like you just don't like. It's just become like it's like who's gonna make more shots.
Yeah,
which I get. That's like basketball. Who's gonna put the ball in the hoop more? But it's like it's like whichever team's just hot from 3. It just seems like that. Like they're just gonna win the game.
My thing, okay, when you step back and analyze the first 2 games, if you're Boston, and I know last night went really crappy, you got the shit kicked out of you. So what? You went on the road and you stole the home court advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, when you really analyze it, Boston's got such a great home court. You know, going into the finals, you said, hey, we split the first 2 in Golden State. We're fine with it. And they were still accomplished that. Now, it's going to come down to protecting home court. Boston certainly has a huge home court edge, but Golden State has so much veteran experience. There's no team that's faced less by it. So that's kind of Boston's a 3.5-point favorite in game 3 on Friday, by the way.
So I think I saw, like, normally, yes, splitting when you're away is the best. Like, you can't be mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of Celtics fans saw that game yesterday as winnable, like, at halftime.
I think it was too. It definitely was.
That's a game where it's like you win that game, you change that series.
So I think if they win the series, it's like over.
Yeah, like they'll probably, I'd say they'd be like 3-1 at one point Celtics, so they win that game and try and close it out. But it's more frustrating when you split, when you know you could have had that game, where it wasn't like if you look at the score now, it looks like they blew them the fuck out. But halftime they were in that game. They should have definitely played better. But I don't know. I think it's just an interesting final because I have no idea what the fuck's gonna happen in the next game. Even though, seriously, these games, Wednesday is so long.
Yeah, it is a long time. I'll probably be on the Celtics in game 3, but
yeah, my bad. It's Wednesday.
It's
No,
Wednesday.
I said Friday. It's Wednesday game 3. Friday's game 4. I apologize.
because it's Friday then Monday.
Yeah.
Is this gonna switch to Celtics 3.5?
No, that's what he said. It's already out. It's Celtics minus.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, and that kind of tells you how close Vegas has the series because Golden State's been a 4.5-point favorite at home when they're at home, and Boston's 3.5 at home. I mean, shows you how close the power rankings really are in this series.
Do you think the Warriors have do you think their that home court advantage really helps them?
Yeah, I mean, you got to think how.
I think it was better in the old arena though.
Yeah,
that's probably
that too.
That's probably true.
They were in the finals in the past.
at
that
the
fucking
Oracle.
place was nuts, and it doesn't sound as loud.
No, I would agree with that, but I think they've just been good for so long. Like even if the fans what were bandwagon fans are just now fans.
Yeah,
They've just been good for like a decade basically.
yeah, it's
Close to it, like 8-9 years.
Well, so that's going to head back to game 3. Thought some interesting stuff. Did y'all see Dave's emergency press conference last night? Like, Dave, I guess he's like, I always used to not really hate on the Warriors. I mean, I'm guessing he was always cheering for the Warriors when they played LeBron and all those Warriors-Cleveland finals. So Dave wasn't anti-him, but he's just like, when you actually get in the mud and play against him, he's like, F Draymond Green, F them.
And I mean, that's just like sports, like, especially the game where it's a spot where you never played him before. I mean, literally go rewind last year NBA playoffs like Knicks and Trae Young. I love Trae Young, and then all of a sudden it was like, all right, now I just absolutely despise him, and I have to. I have no choice. That's just how it goes when you just have like real competition with somebody, and especially when they start getting the better of you a little bit. That's even worse.
Draymond's kind of like a Pat Beverly, where it's like if he's not on your team, he's a fucking asshole.
he's
Every team needs those, though. I mean, you look back, like you could go through like the annals of time of great teams, and you need like Steph and Clay or smaller guards that need that heel protection. They need that guy that just gets in there and stands up for them. You know, you can like look back. I mean, obviously Detroit Pistons bad boys are an example of that, but there's always you kind of need that enforcer type.
Yeah, you need
That's part of being a complete team, you know.
You need that edge.
Yeah, you do.
No, and so Golden State certainly has it. Game 3 Wednesday night. I believe Dave and Hank have courtside, or Dave. Yeah, they got the feet on the wood. So good for them on Wednesday and Friday. Some other stuff to touch on from this weekend. Let's hit the NHL playoffs. Man, I watched that Rangers game yesterday. That was. If this series flips, this Game 3 is going to be one that they look back on. Rangers jumped them 2-0 early in the second period, were dominating. Tampa Bay fought back, scored a power play goal to make it 2-2, scores with 48 seconds left to win 3-2. And the Rangers went into Tampa after winning 1-2 with all the momentum. They went 3-0 in the regular season against Tampa, so it kind of felt like they matched up well. They had their number. And then Tampa with that comeback, that just feels like a fork in the road moment where you got to think Tampa's got a lot of momentum going into Game 4.
That's what I was thinking too. I was watching it as well. Where like obviously I'm not a hockey fan. I'm not like I'm rooting for the Rangers just because I'd also if the Islanders were there, I'd root for a New York team just because I don't have any skin in the game. But when that goal with 40 seconds after whatever it was, it just felt like a championship DVD type moment. I was like, oh god, like that's where like Rangers up 2-0. Up 2-0 in the game, up 2-0 in the series, on the road, like ready to take Game 3. That pretty much would have ended that series, and just for it to flip like that, like such a momentum shift.
There's two things though with the Rangers. One is when they've proven so far when backs against the wall, they fucking kill it.
For sure.
They've shown out and they've won when everyone's doubting them. They got outplayed. The third period, they got outplayed for 15 minutes. They didn't deserve to win that game. I knew that was happening. It just did not look good. My brother was actually at the game.
In Tampa?
Tampa, yeah.
Well, it looked like a pretty good app. I mean,
yeah, he said it was fucking crazy. I mean,
NHL is just really. I mean, these playoff, it's growing on me. Like I'm kind of getting the fever.
To be honest, though, the Avalanche are just gonna win the.
No, and another.
That's what I feel like. That's what everyone's kind of saying, just like rumbling, like yeah, they're just gonna smoke.
Yeah, so they're up 3-0.
I kind of want to just bet them tonight. Just
tell me if this makes any sense in my head. So the Avalanche, right? They're about to probably sweep or win 4-1. To be honest, obviously they can maybe come back to us, but whatever. Wouldn't you rather play? It might sound stupid. Wouldn't you rather play the Lightning than the Rangers? Because the Rangers have the story, and the Lightning, it's like. I know the Lightning had the story for 3 in a row or whatever, but the Rangers is such like a team that's not supposed to be. Everyone had counted them out in the first series, the second series, and they have like this little edge to them. You know, the little kind of what I mean?
They're the team of destiny. I feel like I just don't know hockey enough to like.
I don't either. That's
really
what
give
I'm
my like
saying,
real.
Like
the hockey people tell me that the Lightning are just a better hockey team
than
the Rangers.
They both have
on paper.
They are. I know that they are.
The Lightning have from what I see, Vasilevsky. Both of them have elite goalies, like the best you can have, and that's a huge part. But Tampa just has that winning. I mean, they've won 2 titles in a row. You know, they've got that championship medal. They got that experience. And Marty and Ev, y'all both mentioned this. The Rangers came from behind both the first 2 series. They were down 3-1 against Pittsburgh, and they were down 2-0 against Carolina. Now they jumped up 2-0. And now they're up 2-1, but, you know, this isn't maybe what they're used to. I don't know. This feels like it's going to go like 7. It's basically,
probably.
It's basically what the long and short.
Yeah.
The long and short of it is, but the Rangers do have an edge. They've won 8 in a row at home in the playoffs in the Garden. So they have home ice in the series, and if they protect their home ice, they win this thing. So Game 3 on that, Game 4 on that is Tuesday, I believe.
Also, it's not talked about that fucking Dabble he's 8-0 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's not talked.
I don't know if you've seen this, but the Giants new coach Brian Dable has literally been to every game he's been to, every home game the Rangers have won.
Is it Dable or Dabble?
I say Dable.
I've seen both. I've heard.
We gotta know.
I just say Dable. I feel like they say Dable.
I love him.
Dable.
I love him.
I like him too. And he kind of we look very similar. So
you do, and he just looks like a football.
He just looks like he's like my dad.
Well,
I also like Joe Shane. Shout out Joe Shane. He's been at a few of the games as well.
how can you not want to go to them, man? Those atmospheres are
Awesome.
nuts in MSG. Looks like the winner of Rangers Lightning will be Avs up 3-0, looking to close out tonight. Just not even a problem. Did you see Biz on the TV with the haircut?
Unbelievable.
Dude, Biz was
Still-
looking.
he's
He was
still
looking all
rocking it.
sharp with the scruff Thursday, and then he lost a bet. And man, that was a pretty funny scene.
He's still rocking it right now.
I mean, he's sat
Like
next
he's
to
still. I don't know how long the bet entails that he has to keep the haircut, but he literally still has like the grandpa hair right now.
Imagine you like told him that he has to sit next to Wayne Gretzky with that haircut, and it's just like that just doesn't seem like a sentence. It was cool that they did it like in the stadium at the Oilers and shit. I mean, Chicklets runs hockey. So.
They literally were like shouting, them, like we were talking about yesterday, how funny it was. Like they're like, and Rear Admiral, like just
Rear
like,
Admiral just
we obviously are just so in our own world where they're just saying the name as whatever, but them like literally saying the name Rear Admiral like on the like
Western
broadcast.
Conference Finals
On the
This
broadcast.
is like, what are we talking
Ryan Whitney and
about
the
here?
Rear Admiral of Spitting Chicklets.
Nuts.
It's so funny.
Some other stuff from the weekend. Ev, what were your thoughts on the fights?
The boxing match was good. It was Kambosos just got totally outclassed. Haney completely outclassed him. It wasn't the most exciting fight. It was one of those fights where like he just jabbed his face off for 12 rounds, and Kambosos just had nothing for him. It was a sweet science. Like he just was such a better boxer. And now we were talking about Largeman, how like that lightweight division of boxing is so exciting. There's so many guys in there that are like around that same number of weight class. We've got like Devin Haney, Kambosos, got Teofimo Lopez, like Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Cruz. There's like a bunch of guys like right there that I think we're gonna finally get some of those guys to fight each other soon. Like they've all kind of risen like simultaneously, and now it's kind of like time. Like all right, like especially like because I think Haney having the belt, Haney's a phenomenal boxer, but he's also very beatable. I think at the same time, like I think a couple of those guys are capable of beating him. So it's kind of interesting the way like there hasn't been that many like unified champs where they're like where you hold all four belts, and now it's kind of been in a weird spot where they've got passed around because Lomachenko had him forever, and then Teofimo Lopez came and upset him, beat him, took all the unified belts. Then he lost to Kambosos in a fight that I think he really shouldn't have lost. He just had a horrible situation where he had a kid the week before. Then literally had the baby and his wife left him like the next day.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know there were some health things going on. Like he had a lot of rough outside the ring circumstances that he ended up losing that fight that I think he wins 9 times out of 10. So then Kambosos all of a sudden is a unified champion where I think he's good. I don't think he was unified championship good. Then you see Devin Haney go to his backyard in Australia and in my opinion, there's an argument he won all 12 rounds. I mean, it was a just absolute masterclass. So, I mean, that's a really exciting division. So it was a good fight. Not, like I said, the most electrifying, entertaining. There was no real, like no one was in danger of getting like knocked out. But it was just a boxing masterclass display.
I want to ask too. You're getting a lot of people asking, what do you think about the UFC main event stoppage?
It was definitely quick. I thought it was fast. It was one of those things where it's tough because like you see Rosenstrike, he was fine like right after they stop it because obviously. Like the ref gave him that second where he stops the fight and he gets away, but I think heavyweights let him like Volkov was letting some big shots. I think he could have let him land a couple more and actually like put him if he put him like down. I would have said okay. I thought it was early. I thought it was a bit early. There's kind of been some back and forth on it. Some people thought it was okay. Some people thought it wasn't okay. I lean more towards it was probably a little bit early.
Okay. Also, just today on my end, and Ev, I saw you tweeting about it this morning. Good to see. Today's one of my favorite days of the year. There's freaking I don't know if it's 10 or 11 college baseball regional finals today. This thing is just going to be an all-day gambling fun affair. It kicks off at noon. Louisville and Michigan, I guess, just got started, so I hadn't checked that on my phone yet. Dave Portnoy got involved and fired $20K on Michigan plus 190 today. Did a little digging. Michigan has their top 4 available pitchers today, and Louisville's down to the end of their staff. But then, Ev, you got
2-0 top of the first, Michigan. Man.
Yes, let's go. You said the wind's howling out. So
yeah, I got a DM from a guy that's at the game that said the wind was going way out. So
okay, well,
maybe a lot of overs.
Dave and I were texting, and look, call it what it is. Dave he announced this weekend. Dave put $5K on Michigan, 200-1 to win it all. They made the championship game in 2019, lost 2 out of 3 to Vandy. I mean, I'm just putting this out into the universe, but I mean, I don't know how Dave Portnoy's mind works. Nobody does, but I would like to think that if he's got that $1 million sweat on Michigan, maybe if Michigan pulled off Omaha, he might consider going. I'm just putting that maybe. So we'll see. But Dave, today we were texting. He asked me, what's the line on Michigan? I said, plus 190. I know they got their 4 pitchers available, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, next thing I know, Dave shares this bet slip. So I'm cheering I took Michigan as well, but I'm cheering very hard for Michigan. I'm still kind of battle-scarred from how bad Dave got destroyed on my picks in the Super Regional in Omaha last year. So we're trying to have some positivity. At least they got a plus sign on their head today. So if you're going to go down, do it with the favorites. Michigan in this regional, they lost 20-1 yesterday to Louisville.
I've seen that.
That's
I've seen
crazy.
that.
But in a way, I know it's crazy. That might have been good because they were down 8-9-0 so early. They just said the hell with it and saved all their good arms for today. And Michigan beat Louisville on Saturday, so Louisville's had to play one more game. They had to beat Oregon Sunday. Louisville had to win a doubleheader yesterday, so Michigan's got the pitching edge here and a plus 190 underdog. And honestly, I mean, knock on wood, because we all know how college baseball went for me last year. I completely adjusted my strategy this year. I said, to hell with this. Nobody really knows what's going on. Give me the plus signs. And I've just been pounding underdogs, and I think it was up like almost 8 units this weekend.
Hell yeah.
I'm just taking like a lot of like plus 140s, plus 160s, not the ones that are like plus 300 that have no chance. And I've just been pounding those plus signs because last year, man, laying the favorites and the juice. I mean, if you take those favorites and you're laying $1.80, I mean, you go 2-1 and you're like breaking even.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the edges are too small. So running through some other college baseball stuff real quick, and I've got people asking in the chat. You know, I know today's a special day for it. So 1 o'clock. Ole Miss in Arizona in the regional final in Miami. Special day for the Reb fans yesterday. Miami was number 6 in the country. It was literally one of the only pitchers duels of the weekend. Ole Miss was down 1-0 in the 8th, and Tim Elko, the Ole Miss captain, had a 2-run double. And Ole Miss won 2-1. And then last night, Miami has the number 1 closer in the country, and Andrew Walters was up 3-2 with 2 outs of the ninth, and Arizona had a 2-run double and knocked out Miami. So I thought that was a big break for Ole Miss, getting the number 6 national seed and their home field out. Arizona has to beat Ole Miss twice today. And this is actually interesting. This is a rematch of a Super Regional last year that Arizona won. So if Ole Miss wins 1 of 2, they move on to the Super Regional despite the fact they were literally the number 64 team in the field.
Oh.
But hey, man, you know, it's like March Madness. You just get it, you get in.
See the ticket to the dance.
Who gives a crap? 1 o'clock, Oklahoma and Florida playing. Oklahoma won on Saturday. Florida had to beat Central Michigan yesterday in an early game in like 12 innings, I think. And then they beat Oklahoma 7-2 last night. Florida's like $1.30 favorite. I took Oklahoma plus 105 in this one. I also have Oklahoma at plus 200 to win this regional. They won the Big 12 tournament. They came in here with a crap ton of momentum, so I'm kind of riding that. We'll see, though. Oklahoma did burn Horton, one of their best pitchers, last night. So I took them just plus 105. I also have Ole Miss plus 160 to win the regional. The other early game is Coastal Carolina and East Carolina. I took Coastal's a plus 130 dog. Coastal's fought all the way out of the loser's bracket. They lost to Virginia on Friday, and they've just fought all the freaking way back. They beat Coppin State, and then they beat Virginia, and now they're all the way fighting here. So they beat East Carolina last night. So that's a winner take all in Greenville. Who cares a lot about college baseball? Those are the 3 early games. LSU Southern Miss is 4 o'clock. Dead pick 'em. And Southern Miss has the pitching edge. They've got really good pitching. Tanner Hall is a first-team All-American. He threw Friday. He could be available for 3 or 4 innings today. That's something to watch real close in college baseball. A lot of, you play Monday, you don't have your ace starters anymore. But, man, this is winner take all to make the freaking Super Regional what's basically the Sweet 16 of college baseball. So it's all hands on deck. If you got to get freaking aces out of the bullpen to throw 3 or 4, if they've never even pitched out of the bullpen, you're going to see it today. The LSU thing I want to touch on real quick. Ev, they were down by 7 runs Friday night in the 8th, and they scored 10 to beat Kennesaw State. And then Saturday, they're down 6-2 in the 9th, and they're down 6-3 with 2 outs in the 9th, and they came back and beat Southern Miss.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I tweeted this out and said sometimes I wonder if God is an LSU fan, and it exploded on Twitter. But props to Southern Miss. They beat Kennesaw State yesterday, and then they beat LSU last night 8-4. And so they got a chance. The atmosphere's been just nuts in Hattiesburg. I mean, it's been like supposedly like LSU fans are saying tickets, you can't even find them. And I'm glad to see that for college baseball. Shouldn't even mention this because a lot of baseball had, but the winner of the Miami Regional, Ole Miss or Arizona, is matched up with the winner of the LSU Southern Miss Regional, possibly in a Super. So knock on wood. on that. Some more all day today. This is an all-day affair. There's the other games that are later. I want to touch on Arkansas, Oklahoma State. Ev, you mentioned it. You were everybody's been talking about what's been going on at Oklahoma State.
They score a billion runs.
Dude, so Oklahoma State, Arkansas, Saturday night. Oklahoma State was up 10-5. And they freaking melted. I mean, they had a pitcher come in, and it went like they was like hit batsman, single, something. They yank him, and it went walk, 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 walk. 5 in a row. 3 with the bases loaded. And I was tweeting, what the hell is Oklahoma State doing? And then they yank him, and the first pitch to the next guy allows a grand slam that gets hit out of the park. And so it goes from 10-5 to like 17-10, Arkansas. So Arkansas wins. They're in the winner's bracket. Oklahoma State gets sent to the loser's bracket. They play Missouri State yesterday. They're down 12-0 in the third inning. 12-0 in a baseball game. And I'm texting with Wade Townsend, old national champion at Rice, former first-round pick, and he goes, I know this is crazy, but if Oklahoma State makes this 12-6, they're going to win this game. I don't care if it's 12-0. How long do you think it would take to erase a 12-run deficit?
I see what happened.
Yeah. If you said 3 innings, you'd be right. By the 6th inning, it was 17-14 Oklahoma State. Final score in baseball, 29-15.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's arena, dude. It's arena baseball. People are saying the balls are kind of juiced.
It's just insane.
When you were down 12-0 and then you win by 14.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I mean, imagine betting that line at 12-0.
I mean, you bet the over.
I know. I was asking if there was a way. My friend was looking for a
He
live
scored
line.
44 runs. 44 runs in one baseball
So
game.
they win 29-15. So they play Arkansas again last night. Oklahoma State has to win 2. This freaking Oklahoma State-Arkansas game dude, the games last night, like 5 of them were just back and forth to the wire. I mean, I was losing my crap up here late night watching them. Arkansas was down 10-8 in the ninth, ties it up at 10 in the bottom of the ninth, and then Oklahoma State hits just a monster bomb and wins 14-10. Oklahoma State yesterday scored 43 runs in 2 baseball games. And who has to set, I just setting these over-unders? I mean, my God, somebody, I heard it was over 20 last night in Oklahoma State, Arkansas.
I think it was. I think it was like 20.
Yeah,
like
20 and a half, and it still went over. It was 9-8 going in the ninth. It still went over. It's just crazy. But that game is tonight, 7 o'clock. It's kind of can't miss. Oklahoma State's a $1.21 favorite. I actually like Oklahoma State with the momentum. Arkansas threw Nolan, their ace yesterday. I think they're out of pitching. And the way the ball's flying out of Stillwater right now, Arkansas's not quite as good this year. I mean, they're still really good, but they're not, the super elite team we've seen over the years. Some other ones to get into. Vandy, Oregon State is at 4. The Whistler apparently didn't make it to Corvallis, people are saying. But props to Vandy. They lost the first game to San Diego and fought all the way out of the loser's bracket. They beat the shit out of Oregon State last night, like 8-1. I actually have Oregon State, who's the number 3 national seed, as a $1.50 favorite today. It's one of the only favorites I've taken. I just feel like they've been one of the best teams all year, and they're going to bounce back. And Vandy, 14-16 in the SEC, not as good as usual. Some other ones, Texas State, Stanford, 10 o'clock tonight. Texas State's plus $1.80. This is a fascinating matchup. Texas State just barrels the baseball and hits the crap out of it, and Stanford's like West Coast pitching, fielding, fundamentals. Stanford's the number 2 national seed, so they're a big favorite. I took Texas State plus 180. But overall, y'all can hear the passion of my voice. I mean, today's like one of my favorite days of the year. So
Love it, Mincy.
Yeah, pretty stoked. And it's just the college baseball thing, I get it's kind of an underground thing. It's big in the South, it's big in Texas, big in Florida. There's a lot of good Cali teams. But it's just the postseason when every pitch matters so much and it's double elimination. And y'all know how sports is. That's why the NCAA tournament in March is so great. It's one game and you're done. And that's what the college baseball postseason has. It's just that everything's on the line with every pitch, and these stadiums are packed, and it's something to follow. Few teams that have already moved on to regionals. Tennessee, did y'all see the clip we posted about Jordan Beck last night? Hit an RBI double in the ninth for Tennessee to take the lead and was flipping people off running to second.
Awesome.
EJ, do you have that clip by chance? Or do you mind snagging it?
I love
if you get a chance. It's up on the Barstool main account.
Was it also the guy from Oklahoma State? Oregon? Which one's the one that scored 29 runs?
Or Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. Is that the one guy who he trotted around really slowly, and people hate it. And then the next home run he hit, he fucking sprinted around the entire thing.
I saw that.
I don't know if that was whatever team it was, but I thought I love that. Like, that's just pettiness, and it's like he sprinted around the bases when he hit his second.
No, I think I did see that. The Tennessee thing, I'll say this. There's a lot of debate in college baseball about Tennessee this year because, I mean, they are just straight rogue heels. They don't care. They, like, get in your face. They're led by Tony Vitello, their coach, who's, like, bumping umps. I mean, they're the most swagged-out heel team I've seen in a long time. I'm going to say it. I love it. It's great for college. What's not good for college baseball is when Vandy and Stanford and private schools that have no fans win. That's what's not good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I respect those programs. But what you want is teams that have fan bases that freaking care, that pack it. Like when Mississippi State won last year. But this Tennessee, I mean, they are just so swagged out. And, you know, everybody hates them in college baseball. If you like baseball etiquette and old school etiquette, I mean, everybody can't stand them. But last night, they were down 4-3 going to the ninth and scored 6 in the ninth against Georgia Tech. They clinched their regional. They will be hosting Notre Dame, who Notre Dame actually really good in baseball. They were one of the best teams in the ACC. They went down to Georgia Southern. They should have hosted a regional, but they went down, took care of Texas Tech and Georgia Southern. And then the other teams that are already in, Texas A&M beat TCU last night, 15-9. That was another just nuts game. I mean, it was 3-0 in the seventh. And next thing you know, it was like 3-3, 7-3, 7-7, 8-7, 9-8, and 14-9 final. I mean, these games are like, what's going on late innings in these games is just like, it's just mind-blowing. But Texas A&M moves on. They will play the winner of Michigan and Louisville. Kind of hoping for a Dave Portnoy, Casey Smith Super Regional here. That would be certainly cool. So, and Virginia Tech also beat Columbia, and they have clinched a Super Regional berth. So, see, I'm in the chat. I hate Tennessee. You know, there's just lots and lots. Oh, last one, Maryland. How could I forget? Fear the Turtle. One of the regular
Dirty
season.
Terps.
They're the regular season Big Ten champs. They're taking on UConn, who won the Big East. And UConn's been the best Northeast baseball team the last few years. They actually would make the tournament out of the American, which is a pretty good league, but they switched to the Big East, which they did for basketball, as y'all know, to get in the whole private school league. And that's a weak baseball league, but UConn still good in baseball. You know, had beat Wake Forest, beat Maryland the first time, and Maryland walked them off in the 12th inning last night to force the regional final. So anyway, this isn't all you can – if you don't like college – if you're not a college baseball guy usually and you're just like, hey – I'm hearing all this shit from Mintz about it. Today's the day to watch these games because it's just going to be nuts. And there's like 10 of them. You can watch. And here's the Jordan Beck. Yeah, here he is. Just
flipping.
Just running around flipping people off.
Fucking fantastic.
Did he slide in a home run?
That was a double. He had a double.
Out? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Beck was a double.
First, because the way it came out, I was like, wait, I just saw that clip by itself. I was like, hold on a second.
Oh, and they're saying, Mitzi, you've been talking 13 minutes nonstop. But last one, North Carolina, Virginia Commonwealth also. Can't forget that. I'm just going off the cuff. That one's a winner-take-all tonight at 6 in Chapel Hill. Look out, Ty Locklear for VCU is going to be a top 30 pick. He's just been, like, carrying them offensively.
Louisville just tied it up in the first. So literally 4 runs in the first inning.
Yeah.
It's still not over yet. There's a guy on. They just hit a 2 RBI double with 2 outs, though.
I don't like – Ev, I felt good about Michigan until you said that wind's blowing out because I feel like Michigan is like good fundamentals and trying to beat you 6-4. And, you know, if the wind's howling out, this thing's going to get wild. But hopefully they can score enough runs. Certainly pulling for Dave Portnoy's pick. Did you watch any? What about Major League Baseball? Y'all watch any over the weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, a bunch for sure.
I actually hit a parlay this
yeah?
weekend. Yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking just throw one out there, and it was a no sweat one. It was like on Friday. It was Padres, Yankees, and the fucking Astros. They all won like 10-0. It was
the best.
Fantastic. But the Yankees, I mean, they just keep winning. It's one of the. Isn't it crazy? You go home, you eat dinner, you watch a baseball team that they win, and
it's unbelievable.
The Angels they should not be allowed to play in Major League Baseball anymore. They have lost 11 in a row. Mike Trout is hitting 0 in the past.
I think he's on his longest hit list. Like he hasn't hit in like 20-something at bats.
I've never seen. And then they're up 6-2 against the Phillies. Fucking whack a home run.
With full
go
count,
up 7-6 the next inning, and then lose. Yeah. The Angels are in fucking.
That's why, like for me, I just couldn't like. a lot of people were kind of at the beginning of this year were like, oh, like this is the Angels year. Like, it's just so hard. Like when you just haven't seen him do it, it's so hard for me to like really get behind him. And I mean, now it's kind of flipped where like they were so hot and the Astros started off cold, and now the Astros just like can't lose.
Now listen.
And the Angels just can't win.
Listen to this here. What do you think about this take? Do you think that it was a blessing we didn't get Ohtani? Because he can't handle New York, because we fucking smash him every time.
And I went on I kind of went on a rant
player.
about the other day. Like he's a great baseball player. I just think he's so overrated as just a pitcher.
No,
he mashes the balls a hitter. He's a solid pitcher. He's not like, I'm not saying he's like
3.5 ERA.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's 3.5. Like he's solid, but he's not this like. If he was just a pitcher by himself, no one would like. He'd be a solid guy. He'd be an okay guy.
I don't think he would be as good as he is on the Yankees.
It's just the fact that I agree with that as well. It's just the fact that
also said
it's just the fact that he can give you like 30 starts a year with a 3.5 ERA and also had 40 home runs, which is just crazy.
Yeah, like it's crazy to say. It was like a blessing not to have one of the best players in baseball, but he also said he didn't want to play in a big market.
Anaheim is freaking. I guess Anaheim's not like Anaheim's like the suburb. It isn't the Dodgers.
Like you would think the Angels would be a big, but they're like no one knows. You never even know what the fuck. Only reason you know about Mike Trout because
he's so good,
fucking 350 all the time. But no one gives a shit about the Angels.
Honestly, we've avoided a couple like Patrick Corbin.
Oof.
Like he got it shows, and that's over. He's been horrendous, absolutely.
It's been sad
early in his contract too.
It's been sad to see Robinson Cano just being let go of teams.
He's on the Padres now.
You gotta let go.
The Padres let him go too.
Yeah.
When would that just
like
the
a
day?
couple days ago?
I didn't even see that because I saw they picked him up and he was like he started a few games.
Yeah, they let him go.
He's just old, man. What is he? He's got to be at 39.
I mean, once he took the money, it was over.
Taking the Seattle money was tough.
He had the.
And we offered him more. The Yankees offered him more money per year. He just wanted like the more years.
Yeah, and it's probably smart. He probably knew he was going downhill.
Yeah, guaranteed money.
Some other stuff. I saw the Mets pulled out that late one in extra innings last night against the Dodgers.
Yeah, after they blew, like they were up 4-2 in the ninth, and then gave up the 2 runs to go to extras, and then won it in extras. Listen, the Mets are fucking great, man. Like, got to give them the Yankees, Mets are the 2 best teams in baseball. I think you'd have a hard time arguing that. Obviously, the Astros are really good and some other really good teams, but I mean, right now, I don't really see how you could argue for better teams than the Yankees and the Mets right now. They're just both great.
It's good to see for the New York team. I'm going to try to go. I saw the Yankees and Mets play in like late July. I think there's like a Tuesday through Thursday series. I'm going to try to go. I still haven't been to a Mets or Yankees game, and I'm gonna have to review that this summer. I've been
to Citi Field twice for things that weren't Mets games.
Yeah, Dad. You were Dad with me.
I went to Dad and I went to Rolling Loud. I've been to music stuff there. I need to go to like a Mets, like a real Mets game.
I won't lie. I love Citi Field.
Everyone says it's great.
But the food's great too.
I need to get out there at some point.
To be completely honest, the Citi Field is more of like a family-friendly. Like that's where you bring your family, having a good time at the baseball game. There's different things to do. Like Yankees, it's like you're going there for baseball, which I fucking love. The Yankee Stadium's amazing.
See, that's a lot of people trash in the Yankee Stadium. Like, listen, I like the old one better, obviously, but just as a Yankees fan, like I just love going in, just all like. Just the atmosphere is just great. I love all my Goombats. I love everyone just being a bunch of fucking guinea assholes all running around in pinstripes, and I don't care if their name's in the back or not, even though I would never wear it regardless. Just I don't know, there's just something to go out to see in Yankee Stadium. It just makes me feel good. Makes me feel like a kid again.
What do you think about the experience? Do you like the new one versus the old one?
No, the old one's definitely better. The old one just has so much tradition. Just the old like Monument Park and it was. It literally was the house that Ruth built. Like it literally was like the same, like it'd been the same stadium forever. So the old stadium is always. I wish they had not changed it. Like the old stadium was just phenomenal. I wish they could have kept it forever, but it is what it is.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to getting out to the Bronx and checking one out. Also, just I guess want to mention Billy Horschel won the Memorial this weekend. I know we're not like big golf people, but he had like a 6-stroke lead going into Sunday. Good win for him. Looking ahead, boys, another good week though. The Edmonton, Colorado tonight, Game 4. All the college baseball tonight. The Rangers Game 4 Tuesday. NBA Finals Wednesday. What do y'all think? I've said this forever. June, so underrated. You've also got Rafael Nadal just won his 14th straight French Open. Supposedly he was playing and couldn't feel his foot and was taking all these injections in his foot. the whole tournament. We got the U.S. Open of golf in a couple of weeks. I
Plus
don't.
on Sunday.
Oh yeah, and great transition, TJ. Cannot forget on Sunday, we got the Sonoma Raceway because wine country and NASCAR go hand in hand. It's the best place to watch the best drivers in the world at one of the premier motorsports facilities in America. The Sonoma Valley is known for great views, great wine, and world-class racing that you can't find anywhere else. This road course dishes out 12 turns that each provide a unique challenge for drivers. High-speed corners, left and right turns, bumps and braking, and legendary passes lets fans have 110 laps to take in all the action with the NASCAR Cup Series race on June 12th. Barstool's own Casey Smith, Kelly Keegs, Cons, Large, and Spider are headed out west to experience the race live in person, so you have got to watch this race on Sunday. And you can still get tickets now at SonomaRaceway.com, but also be sure to tune in to the NASCAR Cup Series from Sonoma Raceway this Sunday, June 12th at 4 Eastern on FS1. I know we aren't the biggest NASCAR guys here necessarily, but I think the road course thing is fun. I enjoy that. Like when I was younger, my dad had a 1967 like old school Formula Ford like race car that was just unreal. I used to go watch him when I was a kid. Race in Texas and Georgia. And I like the road courses more, the turns, than just the NASCAR burn it out, turn left all the time. I feel like it's more.
I've enjoyed NASCAR more the last couple of years.
Yeah, I have too.
Just especially like there's, just all the obviously you don't want to see people crash, but just like especially the end races and like, it's just nuts. It's a crazy fucking sport.
Yeah, I'll say I went to. I don't know if y'all been to Marty. Have y'all been to NASCAR race? You have, yeah. I saw, yeah.
I have
500, yeah.
Yeah, no, I
I'm
remember
trying to
seeing
go
the
to one
content.
soon.
I went
About
to Daytona and in like 2012, the Daytona 500. But the only reason I got to go was it like rained out Sunday, and so they had it Monday night, so it wasn't as packed. But dude, it's nuts. Like I was up on the railing where you're like by the fence where the cars fly by down the stretch, and you like pieces of rubber like get on your skin as they fly by. And it's like, dude, the speed and the intensity when you're that close, it's like gripping. It takes you over. And like we were partying on the infield. I mean, it was super cool. And
Yeah.
I mean, the NASCAR atmosphere and fans. I've always a lot of South people that going to Talladega is like a huge Southern thing that I've never gotten to do. But man, they party in NASCAR. I've never NASCAR and wine country. What a mix.
Yeah, it's a nice combo. I don't hate that.
Spider.
A little like collaboration.
And shout out to follow Spider. So Spider was real bummed yesterday. So he's had like 4 picks to win NASCAR races in a row, get second.
Brutal.
And so he was just like, man, it's just so tough. But, I always look at it like, I know he's heartbroken, but it's a lot better than picking people to get no shot. I mean, if you keep getting guys to finish top 2, you're going to win one eventually. But that ought to be a lot of fun. And then also people are saying in here, I forgot the Belmont Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever? Do either of y'all been any horse racing?
I never
I've been to
have.
Belmont once. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah,
I've never been.
I used to go to the Saratoga race every year too. Saratoga is probably you would love.
I've heard
it there.
Saratoga's
That's like the
sick.
nicest place to go. It's so fun. I know this is a sports show. I was catching up on the whole Amber Heard and Johnny Depp thing. Did you guys watch any of it?
I was following it on social media.
Yeah, I kept up with it a little bit.
So I'm happy the defamation. Johnny Depp deserves it. I mean, no one should be talked like if it's lying about you, whatever. But we're praising this guy around. He was not the best guy. The things he was. Did you hear the things he said to her?
No, I didn't. I saw like some quotes early on. I haven't seen
One
like.
was like, I'm
not like super well
kill you,
versed.
fuck your corpse, and I didn't know all this shit, and because I saw everyone praising him around, I'm like, oh man, he must have been a great. I was like, holy shit, that whole case was nuts.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, I guess it seemed to be like maybe she was kind of he was maybe the lesser of 2 evils, if you will.
Yes, so
That seemed to kind of be what I
was
took from it.
wrong
At
and
least.
crazy, but
She just happened to be a little crazier. What
Yeah,
seemed to
he
be kind
did
of what happened.
yeah, he did. She lied about some things about him, but it was also like I thought we were parading Johnny Depp around like he was the fucking Pope, and then I was like, oh my god, he's not the greatest of guys.
I think it more just. It seemed to me it was more Amber Heard, just like the worst ever.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like too.
Also,
That was the vibe I got as well.
Yeah.
Also, just new show. I said just real quick, so we own the city on HBO Max. Great,
Someone just told me
great
that last
fucking
night.
show.
Really?
Great show. True story. Apparently, there was these. So it's these Baltimore cops. It was like this gun force, like gun trace task force. Basically, just get guns and drugs off the street. They're like street clothes cops.
Is it like a documentary type of show?
No, it's a show. You'll notice the one main actor, you've seen him in a bunch of stuff, like the main character who plays like the main guy. But pretty much, make a long story short, just this gun task force unit in Baltimore that they literally were just like robbing drug dealers and like keeping the money and shit. And we're like, it was so deep, and they all got like he literally gets there 25 years.
Yeah, no, I heard.
And it's a true story, but the show is fucking awesome. It's like 6 episodes at HBO Max. You would know that. I don't know the main character, what his name is off the top of my head. You've seen him in shit before. Like, he's actually, you want to know who he is? This is gonna kind of wild because it's such a different character. You ever seen Half Baked?
Yeah. Love Half Baked.
He's the one guy. Like, he's like the he's obviously not Dave Chappelle, not like the super high guy, with the hair, whatever. Like the other guy.
Yeah. I don't.
He plays like the main cop. Obviously, he's like a grown man. He's like a grown man, but he's great in the show. And
I heard a lot about it.
It's a great show. Really good.
I'll check it out. I need a new one. And I actually, like, after I moved to New York, I had to rewatch Half Baked again and just laugh. Like the scene where Chappelle's getting out of the cab when he's on the date and has no money, and like stiffs the cab, and the guy's like, "You should be kissing my ass. He's like, you should be happy with what you have." That's one of my like most underrated favorite.
Honestly, I feel bad because the guy that I was talking about has been in like so many other things that are probably like more notable than that. But I don't know why at the top of my head that was just what like in my mind that he also is in.
Y'all down with going ahead and getting to picks here?
For sure.
All right, let's hit it. I've got a bunch of baseball picks today. Over the weekend, I actually had a pretty. People were talking maybe a little revenge tour on the baseball.
College baseball.
Yeah, little. Whoa.
This guy.
Whoa.
He's the only one. He's jerking himself. He's going, whoa.
I've never won.
I'm happy for you.
Dude, I mean, it's a lot of month left. We're just starting. And historically, I'm known to blow it. But look, I just want to freeze frame seeing a plus 13.62 by my name and the one.
Real nice.
Guys, it's been a long time. Times
nice in 5 days of work. Real nice.
Times have been rough on the show. I've rightfully taken lots of heat, and I've deserved every bit of it. Honestly, y'all have been nice, and I would have given me even more when I lost 100 units last year. So we need to keep this going, and we had a good weekend last night. I also hit the under last night. Man, the under in the NBA Finals game was.
Yeah, that was.
I never want to cheer for another under on a live stream again. It's the lamest thing ever. I was sitting there watching the game. Watching Boston.
Well, it's because you kind of just can't. You just don't say anything.
You can't cheer until the last second's over.
Yeah, but it's just awful. Like, it brings no energy to the street. You're like sucking. Like, everybody. I don't know. It was just
the right play.
Sometimes you got to do it.
No, well, I mean, a lot of times as a gambler, there's value in unders because no one likes taking them.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to bet the over and enjoy the game, and so a lot of times the value is the under by a point or two, just because nobody wants to have it. All right, we're getting to picks for today. I went all out college baseball. Today, I've got Michigan in this early game. I know Louisville scored a ton of runs already.
They're up 5-2.
5-2, yeah.
And the bases are still loaded.
Oh, they're still hitting the first?
Yeah.
Jeez. All right, I got Michigan plus 190. Oklahoma's plus 105. I just screwed up and put a dash in when I texted TJ. Maryland minus 130. Coastal Carolina plus 130 against East Carolina. Oklahoma State minus 121. Oregon State minus 152. And Texas State plus 180. Trying to take the plus signs and avoid the super big favorites that are burning money. So that's what I got today. What you got?
I just got 3 plays. I'm on the Guardians money line tonight. Also on the Blue Jays Royals over 9.5. And I know this plays real juicy. The Astros minus 162, but they're playing the Rangers. Or I believe the Guardians playing the Rangers. Astros at home against the Mariners. I mean the Astros have been red hot. I don't even want. I was thinking about getting cute with the minus 1.5, but I'll just take the money line. They've just been one of the hottest teams in baseball last month or so. So I'm laying the minus 160. Fuck it.
Okay. Wow, you must love it.
I just feel good. I just feel good about them. I just think they win today.
Marty, what you got?
I got the Oilers just to have to win, so just give them a chance. I don't really fucking know about that one.
They got pride for sure.
Yeah, Blue Jays minus 1.5, and I got the Padres because it's Snell against Carrasco. And I like
Low total, it's like 7.5.
Yeah, I like Snell today, and the Mets have been they've been fighting with the Dodgers the past 3 days, 4 days, whatever it's been. So I like the Padres tonight.
All right. So, what's the line you got on the Oilers?
I think
They're
was
plus like 110. I think.
yeah, like plus 110.
I think the Avalanche were minus like
I also
130, something
have
like that.
these Red Sox and Mets fans are the worst of all time.
To the Red Sox and Mets.
Red Sox were chanting "fuck the Yankees" when they were losing to the Reds. Yeah. When I forgot the Red Sox were a baseball team.
They actually been playing better.
They have,
like
but
500 now.
I forgot they were a baseball team. Like and like the Mets are always. I just don't see like the Yankees. We don't complain about they're winning.
It's the little brother thing. They're just a little. They're like the always. They just feel like they're their little brother. Like they're always like
we're like me and you are rash. We're giving them respect. They have no Scherzer. They have no DeGrom, and they're playing well. Good for them.
Well, I will say one thing I noticed. Like when I lost a bet. Like they blew that game in the Giants, and I was just venting tweeting at 2 a.m. that I was pissed they lost, and I've just tweeted stuff in the past when they fucked me when they've lost. Like Mets fans, they're really sensitive on Twitter. Like they're a very sensitive group. Like they really, really, really get like really upset. Especially now that they're good, I think it's almost worse.
It's way worse. Way worse.
I was almost like surprised. I was like, wow, like Mets fans, I thought they always were like chirp the Yankees that were like this and that. I was like, they really like they can't take anything. Like they literally just cry.
They don't know how to even.
Oh, you want to know what it was that they got really upset about? When I just made a joke that Alonso got ragdolled in that fight. They like lost. Like there were guys losing their minds in my DMs, being like, "Oh, they tackled him from behind. How can you say that?" Like
me too.
Like he would beat you up. He'd beat anybody. I was like, guy, like I didn't say I wanted to fist fight Pete Alonso tomorrow.
Yes.
I just said I just made a joke that he got ragdolled because he did get tackled. That's a fact. He got taken to the ground very easily, and I just made a joke because in the post game press conference he just said how he's like, I could put people in the hospital. I didn't. I just was like, guys who say after the fight they put people in the hospital, they don't put people in the hospital. Because if they were that kind of guy, they would have just did it when you got literally attacked.
Yep, I agree.
But like I said, I was making a joke. But they get upset. But listen, the Mets are a great baseball team. Very, very good.
The Red Sox got back to 500, I saw.
The Red Sox have been playing really well.
I mean, they dug themselves a just, like, grave early. But they've
been on a tear the last, like, 3 weeks.
Another thing that's made it interesting, didn't they add another wild card spot in baseball playoffs?
They did.
So now it's like, you know.
It's like every team.
It's funny, too, because we had Elio on hot ice a few weeks ago for the Kentucky Derby. And he literally just was like, the Red Sox are going 30-10 their next 40. And they actually kind of might.
No.
Not 30-10, but they've been. It's just funny because they were playing so bad when he said that, and they have been on actual tear like since literally like that day.
And again they play their schedule, whatever. They've played the Orioles, the Athletics, and the Reds.
That's fine.
So, you got to play.
That's fine.
You got to play who you play.
You play your schedule. I don't try to. I'm not the usually bash people too much about because the people love to do that to the Yankees by playing the Orioles and whatever. Like, listen, we play in a great division.
Yeah, I don't see how you can ever say the Red Sox, Rays, and Blue Jays are like.
And even the Orioles this year, like, listen, they're not good, but they're not like the worst team in the league. And then literally all 4 other teams are like pretty strong.
Yeah.
No, I don't see how anybody can bash the Yankee schedule thing because when you're the Rays, Red Sox, and Blue Jays.
That's what I'm saying. We have 4 strong teams.
I will say it was either fucking that Kyle Gehling or Meek Phil, one of the worst tweets of all time. It was like the New York Mets have the best record in baseball and don't have a Little League right field short porch or whatever. I said this. First of all, all you fucking morons, listen, all you morons can build your stadium closer if you want. Build it closer, but do you also know what it does to your pitchers? It gives your pitchers a disadvantage at home. The other team can do it. Make your fucking fence 240 in right field. Who do I give a fuck? It's your field. I don't understand this whole thing about the short porch.
I agree, Martin. It's
314
when you come to Yankee Stadium, it's not like when you guys back up, when you guys come to bat, we move it back 30
Yes,
feet.
our pitchers.
It's the same.
It's hard to be a pitcher for us.
It's the same.
And also, you move yours in. You can do it. You can build it.
Or you can go it the other way. I mean, some of these teams, have the pitchers' parks that have, the Giants have had that forever.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you kind of design your team around your home park for an advantage.
It'd be really fun. Like one team just built it like 500 feet center field.
No,
Polo
no,
grounds.
no one's hitting home runs.
Yeah,
Polo Grounds was like 200 down the lines, 500 to center.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I get a couple plugs in, Mincy?
Sure, you fire away, my man.
So Brandon's out tonight on Brandon Walker Show. We got Jeff, KB, Owen, and Nick.
Oh, wow,
filling
that's
in.
awesome.
I think they're gonna do tier lists, but also take calls if you want to turn into that on Sling.
Yes, that ought to be that. There's no way that won't be incredibly entertaining.
We have a Barstool at the ballpark at the Yankees game on Saturday. I think Hubs has the tickets on his Twitter.
Who are they playing?
Cubs
Ooh.
Saturday
That's
night.
cool. That's a good one.
Okay.
And I'm doing a Twitter space for Rutgers tonight if you're interested.
Let's go, team.
Awesome. I've done college baseball late night, midnight Twitter spaces the last 3 nights with Wade Townsend. We've gotten a few hundred people every time. It's been a lot of fun. I think
Yeah.
we'll do another one tonight. Really like that Twitter space platform, man. It's
Yeah, it's fun.
I mean, it was just like Clubhouse. I knew when Clubhouse started last year, I'm like, Twitter's just going to copy this and take
Twitter.
it.
It's nice to see like who's live up there. I got Coin Boys time
Okay.
with Mush Madness tonight,
What time?
9 o'clock. So we're doing trick shots and also gambling at the same time.
Okay. So 9 o'clock, Coin Boys. Bunch of stuff going on this week. Check out the Brandon Walker Show later, and just want to close the show the same way we opened it. We're all thinking about Brandon and his family down in Mississippi. We miss him up here, and look forward to having him back sooner than later.
Rico's.
We'll see Rico tomorrow. Rico will be here tomorrow, Wednesday,
I
Friday.
know, he's made a lot of jokes during these times.
Yeah.
Has he?
A lot of jail jokes. A lot of.
Oh man, well, I'm not going down that road. Stay tuned. The Yak is up next.